Hello guys, it's the Star Wars Archivist here. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded, and I have a good excuse. College. Anyway, I want to talk about the new teaser trailer, Fate of the Old Republic, so let's hop right into it. So I want to start this off by talking about my first impressions of the trailer, going just things that I noticed and had questions about. So this might be reaching, but the glove shown right here at the beginning of the trailer looks more like the Old Republic style rather than Knights of the Old Republic. Perhaps it's closer to that era than Knights of the Old Republic. So, around 3,000 years before the movies, but I guess we'll see. The next thing I noticed is that this is not the Ebon Hawk as used in Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I was looking for the Ebon Hawks, knowing that this is an Old Republic trailer. I thought maybe the Ebon Hawk would be in this one, but it doesn't look like it. So, that right there off the bat. I wonder what planet this is shown, and I wonder if this is Rakata Prime, and that the crashed ship right there is aftermath of the final battle of Knights of the Old Republic 1, which I guess would tie into the game, so, just a little wonder there. This one's a little off topic from Star Wars, just want to say the graphics look great, but I doubt gameplay is going to look nearly this good. You might be saying, this is a cinematic trailer, and I agree, I just want to say I really like the graphics. We see three figures, and one of them is clearly a droid, but I can't tell if it's HK or not. The other figure appears to be a Quarren, the squid people. You can't really tell in this shot, but later you can kind of see the squid parts. And then the last one's obviously a human. Don't know who any of these people are. HK at least traveled with Revan, and the girl could be Bastila, I guess, but that Quarren is new, so. I wonder if the main character has any relation to the Shan bloodline, just like Satele did, and Satele had a kid, so maybe this is a descendant, maybe this is before Bastilla, but, just wondering. Now that I've gone over my initial impressions, let's go over my initial hopes, having seen just this trailer. Let's see what I hope. So, I hope this has some connection to Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, as well as the MMO, The Old Republic, and not just ignore everything that's been established, because then it would feel like they were just trying to cash in on the Old Republic name. I hope that this actually has something to do with the Old Republic that we know. I hope the main character has some relation to Revan, just like Mitra did in Knights of the Old Republic 2, and Satele did in the MMO, The Old Republic. Both Old Republic games had someone that was in at least some way connected to Revan, Mitra being one of his subordinates, and then Satele being a descendant. I hope this character also has some connection to Revan. I really hope the gameplay isn't bland like Star Wars Outlaws. I mean, I hope it is like Knights of the Old Republic, but even if it's more like Fallen Order, I'll be happy. I just hope the gameplay is better than Star Wars Outlaws. Now that we've talked about my hopes, let's talk about the things that I fear about this game. The most obvious fear I have, I know I'm not the only one that has it, but I really hope this game doesn't get cancelled or delayed into oblivion like some other Star Wars games. With Eclipse and Knights of the Old Republic remake, without naming names. I touched on this earlier, but I fear that this will have absolutely nothing to do with established Old Republic lore, and that they're using the Old Republic name to sell more copies. I mean, even if this is like, oh, this is the end of the Old Republic and the beginning of the High Republic, you can just name the game Dawn of the High Republic. You don't have to use the Old Republic name. So I really hope this does actually have something to do with the Old Republic that they're using the name. My fear is that they're using Old Republic and then gonna have nothing to do with the stuff that we know, An even bigger initial fear I have is that this game not only has nothing to do with the established Old Republic lore that we know, but actively ruins it in favor for a not as good Old Republic. Like, Disney's trying to, oh, this is our Old Republic, and so they're using the name, and it's going to ruin the lore that we all know in favor of something else. You might be thinking, that's what Disney does all the time. Disney has ignored or not touched the Old Republic. So if they're finally like, let's touch the Old Republic and then ruin what everyone loves, it's a bigger fear I have because I really do love the Old Republic. So that's another really big fear I have. Well, this has been my initial impressions of the first teaser trailer of Fate of the Old Republic. Leave in the comments your own hopes and fears, or if you agree or disagree with mine. I will see you all in the next video, and may the Force be with you.